Hello everyone, how are you? Okay, so what I want to talk to you about tonight is chord suspensions, making your chords more interesting, making it a bit less predictable, using something like the open strings. So in short, that basically that once you actually know like your basic chord shapes, you don't have to play like the full chords. You can actually you can either like retune the guitar to help you, or, which is what I'm going to do tonight, is you can actually just use the open strings just to generate just some interesting chord voicings. So I think we need to yeah. So first of all we'll just start out like I'm in drop D. So D, A, D, G, B, E. Yep. Right. Okay. So we'll actually start out with some of those basic shapes. Now, the easiest one is probably like the first chord every guitarist learned, that D. Now, but if we're just playing that D, then we're kind of like in sort of Phoebe Buffet sort of smelly cat territory. Then we don't want to do that. So apologies to Phoebe and the many Phoebes out there, but we don't want to do that. So instead, what we're going to do, we're going to play that. So we're going to alternate between that. So what I'm actually doing here, that's root and fifth. We're putting the fifth here, which is the A, that's the D, that's an F sharp, and that open string's a G. Now for D minor will be that. Yeah. Yeah, you see what I'm doing? Yeah. Now, the good thing about like if we just start using that shape, so we can start like so it's going to go from D. Now if it's D major, we go to the F sharp. That's a G. D, it's like B. That's a bit awkward, that one, so I'm not sure that's... Yeah, it does fit. So, if we add the octave in there as well, if we do that, yeah, you see how lovely that sounds? You see how already we're getting some ideas together for things like this. Okay, so to the next one, let's say I mean, I know these sort of basic sort of cowboy chords or Phoebe Buffet chords should spell out caged, C-A-G-E-D, but I'm going to do them in this order. So like the A would be next, but that's an 8/7, yeah? The full A would be that. Now there's a flamenco chord, which, but we're not going to do that one today. So instead, what we're going to do, we're going to do that. We're going to play that A7. And now here, now that would be the A minor shape. But because of where it's positioned on the fingerboard, you see that if you put that note in there, that's a D major, yeah. But with an A bass. So we're getting into sort of nice little inversions then. Next we're going to play that A7 shape again. And then here. Yeah. Because that's A, yeah, you see what I mean? If you put that note in there, that would be an A, yeah? That would be a G. Well, it's actually more like D7 that, but with an A bass. Okay, that's wrong. And then we can go from the A minor. So, what should our next chord be, do you think? So we can go from... We'll go. Yeah? So A minor to... Well, that must be... that's a B... Well, could be a B flat 7. Now if we're going there, that would be a B7 or a D. Yeah, and so on. So play around with those. So what have we done? We've done that one. We've done that one. Now the G, because we're in drop D, we're not going to play like the standard G shape would be that. G7 would be that. Instead, what we've got, we can actually play lines on this top E string. Yeah, because like in those, you see, those three strings by themselves, that's E minor. I'll get into capos in a different video. I don't want to put too much in this one because there's a fair bit to take in if you're quite new to these ideas. So, but what we can do. Yeah. Now, it stands to reason that if we're doing that, we can do this as well. Now, if you want to get into like fingerstyle as well, then it's a really good way of like actually picking up on some of that stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Now, if we're getting into like the C, so we already covered those shapes. So a lot of chord books will actually tell you, oh, that's quite a simple C major 7 chord there. But we got 2 fingers free here. So we can play nice chords like that. That's be like a added 9, I think. Now here, because that would be like a D minor shape. So that would be a minor shape, yeah? But we're not going to play that note. We said we're going to go here. So we're going. Major, because that's what would be F major 7. But we're not playing the A major 7 one. So we're playing that. Now for consistency, make that a D major. Doesn't fit. So you have to remember what key you're in and what mode you want to be playing. So here we're like C major 7. So our next chord has to be a minor chord. Right, so that would be our D. I was playing on the E, wasn't I? That's why it doesn't fit. Now from our logic, if we can play lines on each strings and it still be in tune, then we can actually, play chords here as well. So what we're doing here, so that will be, because of the F, well that, yeah, alright, that's, now it's in D, but you know your octave jumps and whatnot, but so that's F major something. You can actually even just turn that into an F major 7 if you wanted. No, F major 7 would be that. But you play that cup. That sounds quite nice. So let's go from that again. That sounds quite nice too. Yeah. Okay. That should give you some ideas for that. And of course, because if we're just holding down note that, then we have got these two fingers free, so we can hammer on notes, or we can play extensions like I just showed you there. We can play on this string as well. Yeah. Okay. So next would be like the E shapes. Now the E shape is that, but if you drop that note, now that has to be that's a minor. Excuse me. Yeah, so it's going a bit more flamenco. Can't help it. It's in the fingers, but that's the E minor shape. That's the E minor 7. So we've actually even addressed now why. That's the, why that's a major 7 chord. But, I'll explain that another time. But okay, so now we drop that, so that becomes an E minor 7. Yeah. So we got a fair bit to crack on with there. That's just like the basic chord suspensions, and of course, like I say, we can be hammering on like little lines and things. You know, we can actually use chords to set up lead line. It's going to be consistent. Be consistent. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so I think we're going to leave it there. Fair bit to take in. So I hope you got something out of that. Please let me know. I'm going to do some follow-ups because, like, you know, talk about the best ways of getting used to the capo. Maybe even look at some different tunings. Maybe doing some like sort of style analysis of some acoustic players, etc. Let me know. Yeah. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Oh. Yes.